What's up everybody, it's Andy from CryptoComparo.com again, bringing you the cryptocurrency video. So yeah, we've been away for a couple of weeks. We went to a conference in London. I was off with a cold and we've been doing a lot of work on our online marketing company and the crypto website. But not much has really been going on in Dapp Space, to be honest. We've had Bitcoin on a little bit of a bull run and that's now kind of trading sideways. We've had Tron going down and about. A lot of the other dApps have struggled. We've had some of the dApps were due to the ones built in Asia. So we had Chinese New Year. Then they've had the lunar moon holidays and the like. So they're really just starting to get back to work now, and I think the dApps have suffered as a result. But one of the latest ones that I found out about is called Lambo Lotto. So this is it. It's Lambo Lotto.win. It's basically a lot like the others, but they've took a lot of good stuff from one and none of the bad stuff from the others. So you can see obviously total supply is 21 million, which is the same as what Bitcoin is. You can see the 24-hour dividend payment is 234,000 Tron. So just have a sip of tea. The all-time div payout so far is 834,000. So it's still very early days for this one, guys. Obviously, do your own homework and due diligence. There are links in the description below. If you do click the link, obviously we do get referral commission. It does help us build the channel, so it's much appreciated. Now you can see they do have a lot of games, and they have more coming. They're going to launch a Monopoly type game. There are talks of them trying to change the name because it's copyrighted, but it's a decentralized marketplace, so I think they should keep it. We did have a go to Lotto. It's okay, but you've got the usual suspect games which are good, and because it's very early, it is good for mining these games. So one of the games quickly is roll dice, or dice like they use it. So it's basically the 6 dice game. It's a bit slow, to be honest, a bit laggy, but it's basically you just pick 5 of the 6 dice. You pick your min bet, which is normally about 50. I don't think we've got much strong because we've been mining this. And then you can have it auto roll and just click roll dice, and you build up your dividends on your Lotto or your LLGT tokens. If we just go back to the other one, so the new game here is dice. So it's basically dice like some of the others, but you can choose the margins where you want to go. So if you do it from 0 to 96, and then you just do your minimum bet again, auto, and you can see some of the bets that people have been doing, and you can mine the tokens as well. Like I said, it is really early days in this token. If we just go back to the L Lotto token itself, when it loads, okay, so it's kind of has a P3D feel for those of you who's been in crypto for a while now. But you can see here we have around about 2,318 or 2,220 basically of the Lotto tokens. Every 250,000 it goes up by 10%. So the price of the coin keeps rising, and then obviously you can sell them at your profits as well. So we got in this fairly early, not the earliest if I'm honest. The game bonuses show up here as you mine. A lot of people have been chatting in the Telegram groups asking the devs to obviously show how much it costs to mine one Lotto token. I think that they're going to take that on board, but I think it works out about 200 or 300. It may be more now because the price has recently gone up. You can see that it pays out dividends straight away. So based on the wins and losses, the dividends from your holding of the Lotto tokens go straight into your dividend pool. You can withdraw them or you can reinvest them. At the moment, it's still at very early days for this game. I do think it's going to go to about 10 or 12 Tron per token. Obviously, then we'll basically triple our money, quadruple our money, and we could sell our initial deposit and then withdraw some. So I've put about 7,500, I think, Tron into this, and I've also mined with about 1,500, so say about 9,000 Tron. I'll probably put about 10,000 Tron in it, and then I'll wait until I get my money back then, and then use that for dividends for something else. But we'll reinvest the dividends here. Seeing it just adds it straight away, which is good, and then that just keeps ticking over. So yeah, Lambo Lotto, still very early days for this one. Do your own homework and due diligence. But yeah, look, feeling good about this one, feeling confident. Links in the description. Tron Vegas, they seem to have a big whale player on this, which it can be hit and miss. The dividends are kind of next to nothing at the moment. They reckon somebody's doing 10,000 bets on Mines, 10,000 bets on Skyrocket. They could be up or down 200,000 Tron. You can see the volumes coming in, but the dividends are not. So they're doing an updated UI, so they're going to change the theme of this website. They also said they got a new game coming out. They're going to do like a person to person versus person Mines game as well. That's next week. So yeah, don't give up on Tron Vegas just yet. It's still early days on all these dapps. So links in the description for Tron Vegas. 888 Tron still doing its thing. It's still paying out reasonably well. The dividends are getting paid out every 48 hours like clockwork. You can see we've got 508 frozen, not much to be honest. Dividend pool is just shy of 1 million. Just shy of 113,000 Tron. If it stays like that, we'll get 62 Tron. The total number of 888 tokens at the minute is 918,000. So it's still very early days in this, with it being frozen as well. So yeah, 888 Tron still doing its things. Crazy Dogs Live has kicked me out, which is annoying because I've been using Tron Pay instead of Tron Link, but they're still paying out. Divs are not as good as what they were on this. They are bringing out the beta version of the live games, and where you can do your own bet as well, which should be cool. So you got that. Tron Block Tron Block, everybody thought Tron Block had died basically. And what Tron Block done was they done a pre-sale. We bought in at a pre-sale. I think lesson learned the hard way in the pre-sale. The good thing was they had to come up with this like really initiative, intuitive way of doing it, which no one else was doing at the time. Where it used the bank or exchange, and it'd sell it and burn the tokens. And you can see it's actually bottoming out now. So basically that's going way back, and it just keeps bottoming out. Loads of people in the Telegram, the admin wasn't getting back. It just seems to have come back, and they've come back with a new game. Right, so we have not got any dividends. Look, we're going to get 1 Tron in 2 hours. It's nothing. We have 58,000 lek frozen. No, at the height of this game, it was like something like 94,000 out of 100, out the 92 million. Sorry, out of the 100 million were frozen. So obviously the coin was really big, and what's happened is people got annoyed that they disappeared, and they basically been selling the token. Now I kind of think it's market manipulation. I kind of think they've done this deliberately for everybody to burn the token, so then they can get it back in. I'll tell you why. So you can see that the dividends are poor on this at the moment. You can still play the Tron Block game, and it's okay. You can see people obviously I've not minded because we've not got much Tron at the moment till dividend payout. You can see, but for every 100 that you spin now, you're actually getting 20 lek. Now, when initially it was something like 0.1 or something like, you weren't getting hardly any lek. So it is a really good time to do this, and explain this in a moment. So what they've done is they launched a new game called Block Dice. Now, Block Dice isn't a new game. It's basically a rip-off of everybody else's game, which is basically the good old dice game that we've come to grow and love on these Tron Dapps. So basically you roll over for under 96. Minimum bet is 50. We have been trying to mine this today, if I can find where I am. We might probably dropped out the top. We were in the top 20. Recognise my address somewhere. I think that's us. Might update in a bit. I think that's us, the 15th. Yeah, really fast, really clean, crisp. It basically looks like they've just robbed Tron better, if I'm honest. You can see the dividend so far, 24,000. Now what they're going to do with this initially is it's 1,000 Tron to mine 1 block dice token. There's only been 1,821 mined so far. I've got 41, which isn't a lot, to be fair. And out of the 1,821, 1,795 have been frozen. So a lot of people getting into this early doors. So you can see if we don't do anything now, in 6 days, we're going to get 567 Tron. So I'm going to be mining this, but I'm probably not going to go as heavy as I would do on other dApps, because these guys have pissed a lot of people off, if I'm honest, and I think they've got to try and prove themselves again. But what they have said and what they are going to do, if we just jump on and have a quick look at the white paper, is the divs. So the divs, so I think something like 2% of divs are going to the leaderboard. But what they're going to do is they're using this to feed the LEC holders. So there you go. So 70% of it's going into mining. Okay, so it'll go back to people who are mining the token. 2% of it is going to the daily banking competition. So basically the leaderboards, or basically here. Yeah. And then 28% of the dividends are going to go directly back into the LEC dividend pool. Now what they're saying is the dividends for this game will go into the LEC holders and would be paid daily into the LEC holders. So it's worth mining this now while it's 20 tokens. Obviously don't go mad on it, do your own homework and due diligence on these, but this will build up over the coming weeks as they do hopefully some decent marketing and people catch on to block dice. But I think they need to re-engage the community, and I think they need to do some proper social media marketing and proper marketing, and try and get people getting back into block dice in order for it then to fund the LEC. So yeah, that's good. Hash Dice was one that launched, and we went into it heavily. They've not really done it. It's an Asian dev team. Again, they disappeared during the Chinese holidays. They had problems initially with payouts, and like the roll game works well. The dividends they pay out in Tron and Vena tokens. I need to work out how many Vena tokens I've got, so I'm going to have to add the address to the wallet. But you can see here we have 216,000 of these, but you can see that there's nearly 37 million of them frozen. So there's a lot. It's a big supply. I think it's like 1 billion, same as like the likes of Tron-Claft. I think that's where they've gone wrong. They should cap these at 100 million. If they cap them at 100 million or less, like the Lambo Lotto, it make the price of the tokens go up. But yeah, these guys are working, trying to turn it around. Still very at an early stage for mining. Hopefully they can put their some marketing into this as well. Dice 3D is another one. It's basically block dice. If we look at the same, they're all using each other's code now. Obviously, God bless open source and the internet. But the dividends of this are kind of non-existent, if I'm honest. We've got 477 of these. There's nearly 1.3 million of them frozen. Dividends are crap unless these kind of do something with this. I can't see this recovering, but yeah, still on. And then just before we go, obviously you're fully aware that we run cryptocompare.com. It's a registered trademark website in the UK. Now I will talk about some of these different casinos in more depth in upcoming videos, but I was at the London affiliate conference at the beginning of the month. I got talking to the senior manager at Fortune Jack. Now, for those of you not familiar with Fortune Jack, there is a link in the description and we'll do a video on it. But Fortune Jack is actually an online regulated casino. So it isn't a DApp, but it's an actual casino that's regulated. Okay, so you do have to do some KYC, like some of them, but they've actually got really proper games. And you can actually play with Bitcoin. And you can play with Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dash, Ethereum, Zcash, DigiCash, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and Monero. No, I was talking to them and he'd done a player incentive asking them what they wanted to add for the next token, and the winner is Tron. So Tron, they're going to be looking at adding Tron in the coming weeks or months to Fortune Jack, which will be huge. So yeah, I'm going to do another video about this in the coming days, but the link in description for Fortune Jack. This is a proper casino, so basically you can deposit with, accept it with all these different digital currencies. It's very clean, it's regulated. You just have to do a bit of KYC, but then it's probably for a lot like the other dApps, and you can see there that you have like a welcome bonus of up to 5 Bitcoin. They also have sports betting. But we'll save this for another video. But yeah, we're back. We'll start being a bit more forthcoming with videos. Try and send them every day, every other day. Try and get into a habit of building up a bit of consistency with these videos. But until next time, everybody, it's goodbye.